got some miniatures here. I just kicked the foot of my bed. Ow. Yeah, it's going to leave a sore spot. Yeah, I got a bunch of these miniatures here. No particular order. Because I have such a fascination with the tackle boxes. That's what I ended up using here, was more tackle boxes to put in. Oh, this one's empty. But yeah, I'll show you here. These work pretty good to put the smaller miniatures in. See, like that. But here, let me bounce this around real quick. There we go. Give me just a second. I'll fix that. All right. So first, there we go. A whole bunch of miniatures in there. What goes good with these, I picked these up at Walmart, and you can pretty much make the boxes, the little spaces with these things here. You can remove them and put them. That way you can put the numbers you want in with what you want. And of course, I pick up miniatures wherever I can get them. I get the ones that have the color on them, of course ones without. Some metal ones are in here, like these ones here. No particular order, like I keep the fighters with the fighters, goblins with goblins, that sort of thing. But yeah, these are called utility trays made by Ozark Trail. But yeah, these are actually just fish and tackle boxes. And I buy these for about $4 to $5 a pop. Trying to figure out a good place for this. I guess right there will do it. I got a whole bunch more. I could just put them in this one. Of course, you've seen my my old fish and tackle box where I keep my dice in. Right there. And I got this one. I found it in the garage. And, these are old arcade coins. I got a few pewter, I got a few die cast. It's mostly the more recent plastic ones they have on there. Here, let me get that. There we go. It is. And mostly it was due to a lot of people in my groups, they would forget dice. So of course I ended up doing this just to fix it all up for them. Like I said, I also have a lot of Forgotten Realms books up here. Of course, this was the first one released. I'm reading them in release order. I still haven't sat down to read the first one yet, which is Dark Walker on Moonshade. I've read like the first few chapters, and it's not blowing my skirt up or anything. So, but like I said, this was the first one. It's Dark Walker on Moonshade by Douglas Niles. And apparently, the Dragonlance books were already out because it makes mentions of the Dragonlance Chronicles trilogy on the back page when. Well, it's got a bunch of advertisements for D&D stuff back here too. I remember they used to have those in the backs of books. Windwalker books. Okay. Okay, I gotta read that title and I'm gonna try to show it to you best I can. It says fiction from TSR, and the first list it shows is Windwalker books. I've never heard of Windwalker. And the first title on there is Bimbos of the Death Sun by Sharon McCrum. I wonder if they mean bimbos in the same way I'm thinking. Here, I'll even show it to you. Bimbos of the Death Sun. Right there. Now that is a title right there. Oh, I know he's written some good books. I've read some of other books, but yeah, this one is just kind of slow for me starting off. And then, of course, we got the Crystal Shard with the first appearance ever of everyone's favorite dark elf, Drizzt, which is, strangely enough, a black man with white hair, which is a big problem for a lot of people, is the fact that Drizzt was actually just, physically shown as a black man when he's supposed to be a dark elf, and dark elves do not look like black people. They're more in blue colors, dark bluish gray color, but yeah, there they actually show him as being a black man with white hair. Exactly. But yeah, if you look in the later books, they got him more, the later covers and stuff, yeah, they got him more looking like a dark elf. But yeah, the first cover, they got him with dark brown skin and long white hair, and it's curly. And of course, the novelization of Pool of Radiance. And that's even the box art right there. And of course we have Curse of the Azure Bonds. But the funny thing is, that came way before Pool of Radiance book-wise, because it was 5th book released, just called Azure Bonds. And there's the cover of the box right there. But yeah, I got a few of them. I'm trying to get them all in order, but I bought like a lot one time, so I got a few of them that are, got gaps in them. I've tried listening to audio format books, but I'll tell you one thing, it puts me to sleep. So 9 times out of 10, I don't even remember where I left off because I doze off. And I gotta come up with a nicer design than just me scratching on BRB with an exclamation point on here. I would do it more medieval stylized or something, but I'm not very good at art anymore. And just to let you know, the first fantasy books I really got into was the Conan books. And I'm talking all of them, from Robert E. Howard to the Tor releases, which were like add-on books that came out later. And I can't find Tor anywhere anymore, which is crazy. I can't find those anymore. But those were the ones I really started in with fantasy and stuff. And then my middle school library had the Dragonlance books, and that's when I started getting into D&D. But of course, I have to mention the cartoon. I definitely watch the cartoon every Saturday morning. And there were those 2 episodes that scared the shit out of me. I'll be right back. Oh, I agree. Of course, I did watch a lot of shows that a lot of other kids didn't watch that much. Maybe I can get that on there right. There we go. It's a little too far. There we go. I think I got it. My grandparents were one of the first people to have cable in Fresno. In fact, they were one of the first people to have a VCR that I knew of. And I'm talking in the 70s. So it was one of those double box VCRs. One box did all the recording and stuff for you, and was attached to the television and all that stuff, and the other one was the actual player. And they had one of those splicing wires, so they could have it playing in one room while they could watch TV and stuff. So they had it in the one room. So they go, hey, I want to watch Bugs Bunny cartoons or something like that. They put a tape in that they had recorded off of Saturday morning or something, and they put it in for me, and I could watch it in the other room without them having to disturb their stuff. Yep. Yeah, and it was it wasn't a remote like this either. It was like a let's say here. Let me see if I can find something. Yeah, it was something like this. It was a box about like this size, and there was a knob right here and a little knob right here. The big knob you change the channels with, and of course there was only like 7 standard channels. And at the time, there was only maybe about 5 or 6 cable channels as well. So to get the cable channels, they had to turn this knob, and then they could flip around through the cable channels. Now, when Disney Channel came around, you had to pay extra for it. But about once a year, there would be a weekend where they would have Disney Channel for free. I remember I would make a special trip over to this house. This is my grandparents' house when I was a kid. So I'd come over here special for that weekend just to watch the Disney Channel. But yeah, I remember growing up and watching the remotes change. Of course, when I was at home, I was the remote control. David, change the channel. And of course, weekdays you had your cartoons first thing in the morning. Starting one channel, I think, started at 5:30, and it would end probably somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning. But of course, we're already in school by that point, except during the summer. And then in the afternoon, there was like 1 or 2 channels at 3 o'clock. You'd have cartoons start up, and originally they stopped at about 4 o'clock. But so you only had like an hour of stuff, and then as time went on, it grew a little bit more, and then by the I'd say by the 90s, it was 2 hours worth. And then Cartoon Network happened, and it all went downhill from there. And now you got the internet. Now you could just look for it where you want to watch it. Some places you have to pay a little extra. Other times you just look around and you'll find it. or just get the DVDs. I forgot why I came over here. Anyway, I think I'm going to shut this down for a little while. I just wanted to do some, various things on camera for whatever reason. Well, I got Blu-ray right here. I got my TV right here. And of course my computer right here now. It used to be I had my TV and my Blu-ray over where the dresser is right there sitting on top. But when I decided to move everything into here, I just moved it all into one corner now. And of course I got a bigger screen monitor now instead of the little one I was using in the other room. So I can actually read this better when you guys say something on this on my stream chat. I can see it now a little bit better. That's why I respond a little bit quicker than I used to, because I can actually see it now, see what it says, instead of going like, what does that say? What you doing? What you doing? She's climbing under the desk again. Yeah, since I started cleaning this room and she's been finding new spaces, Miley's just like, ooh, a new place to lay down. A new thing to pee on. But I know you probably saw it earlier when this other person popped on, and I can't think of their name right now. They popped on here. And we're being super friendly and stuff. And right when they were doing that, I kind of figured out that they were getting ready to pitch me something. And so I'm going to say it right now. Don't come on my channel to pitch stuff. Especially to me. If I'm not asking, I'm not interested. And, But, yeah, that kind of upset me a little bit. Long story short on baseballs, when I was a kid, growing up, I should say when I was a teenager, my dad and my mom had a baseball card business going. Now, we didn't actually have a shop. We mostly did conventions and sold to other private stores, not private stores, but individual stores are here in my hometown. Like if one of the baseball card stores, like a place called Bases Loaded down the street from me, if they ran out of stuff, they'd call my dad for supplies. It was he did that kind of business. So it's like he'd get like a stock of baseball card stuff. Now we don't even have a single card in the house now. Because we went out of business about the same time that everything, when they started oversaturating things, they started having too many baseball cards, too many comic books and all that. We had so much oversaturation that it was like we weren't making any more money anymore. But the name of the business is still there. Yeah, I'd say about the same time. My dad didn't get into it, and we know people that are. One of the places I worked at, his son did that. Is really into Pokemon. His son's like about 8-9 years old, and has like a slew of Pokemon cards, and he can afford it too. So. But I really didn't get into Pokemon. I didn't get into Magic the Gathering or any of that other stuff. And the reason is because, one, I didn't understand the game all that much, and two, I really didn't want to spend that kind of money on cards. Because I hate card collecting because of what my parents did. It kind of killed any desire to do that for me. So I don't collect baseball cards. I don't collect football cards. I collected comic books for a little while. I don't have any anymore because somebody decided to sell off the stuff behind my back. No names. And not only that, sold them cheap. Because I had a lot of number ones in that box, and that box is now gone, and I got nothing for it. I'm still a little pissed about that. So yeah, I don't collect comic books. I don't collect, if I do anything comic book wise, I'll just buy a graphic novel and just read the whole damn story instead of waiting every other month or every month. And I don't even read those very much anymore. Anyway, I'm going to take a break on this. I'll probably get back to this later on tonight and do a little bit of a Shadowrun and maybe some Phantasy Star 2 while I'm at it. And that's just Phantasy Star, and I was saying TOO, not Phantasy Star 2, the number. Because there is a Phantasy Star 2. I will, and it was great having you here, keeping me company. I'm probably going to break this down into 3 videos. There's enough for that for YouTube, so I'll break this down. And, like I said, maybe later tonight I'll do Shadowrun and the other thing. Well, it's Phantasy Star, as in the Phantasy Star is with a Y, not an IE, and then there's Fantasy. And Fantasy came out first. And I know what you mean though. And I'll see you guys hopefully later on for another stream or another video, whichever comes first. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.